Sometimes when you see the kind of movies that are nominated for Best Pictures at the Oscars, you kind of wonder, why is this film nominated for Best Picture? Like, what is so special about this film? Sometimes those films are just overly artistic and just sometimes boring. I don't like calling movies boring, but to be honest, some of the movies that the Oscars nominate for Best Picture, they're always boring movies, movies that don't appeal to the general audience. But the Oscars nominate these films, and I'm like, why? So sometimes the nominations don't always make sense to me. But once in a while, there are some nominations that when you see them and when you watch the movie, you'll be like, oh, yes, 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 I see why this movie is nominated for Best Picture. And that is the experience I had with this movie. This movie was an incredible film, and I 1000% see why this film was nominated for Best Picture. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In this video, I want to talk about Anatomy of a Fall. Anatomy of a Fall, like I said earlier, was nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars this year. And although it didn't win, it was an incredible film that blew me away from start to finish. This film is a French film, and it follows the story of a woman who is on trial for the murder of her husband. I'm sure I would have seen variations of this story told before on the big screen and on the small screen, but this film has something original, something unique about it that I just can't put my hand on. But when I watched this film, it was an amazing experience. First of all, the way the story was told in a very, very objective way. It's told like a way someone is just watching the story and telling us the story. And the person that is watching and telling us the story does not know what is going on. The person does not know how this thing played out. The person does not know who killed this person and who didn't kill this person. So the person just tells us the story from what we see the characters doing. And the fact that the story does not know exactly who is responsible for this crime is something that adds a lot of mystery and intrigue to this story. And you are just watching and you're just wondering, like, okay, what's going on? Who did this? Why this happened? What's going on? Like, there are so many questions that are running through your head while you're watching this film, and it is just done so brilliantly. The writing of this film is superb. Like, it is so intricate and so detailed, but at the same time, it does not give anything away. The writing is brilliant, and the characters are very interesting characters. Characters feel like real people. They feel like people. They don't feel like actors. They don't feel like characters. They feel like genuine people that this thing happened with. And the way the story is told and the way everything rounded up, it makes them feel much more like real people. And it's just something that gets you so into the story. You're immersed in the story and you feel like you're part of this story because you can almost relate to these people because they are humans. Maybe you can't relate to them 100%, but the way they act, the way they react to their surroundings, the way they react to other people, it makes you feel like this person is a human, and that aspect just makes you relate to them so much more. And the story just maintains ambiguity throughout the run of the film. Like I said earlier, you'll be wondering a lot of things. Is this woman guilty? Does this boy know about this thing? Does this thing happen like this? Like, so many questions are running through your head, and that's because the story is told in a very, very ambiguous way. The story does not give away anything, and it just makes you think and question everything that's going. And the performances from the actors, especially the main character, this woman that is on trial, her performance is so brilliant. Like, you are watching this woman, and sometimes you can feel like, I think this woman committed this crime. Then other times you'll be like, no, this woman does not know anything about this thing. And you just keep going like that back and forth, suspecting her and not suspecting her. Like, that goes to show how great the writing was. The ambiguity of it was something that was so brilliant and added so much to this story. And not just the main character, the side characters as well. This woman has a blind son that was the only witness for this crime. I mean, he's blind, but he's the witness for this crime. And the way the story of the boy is also told is also very ambiguous. Sometimes you think the boy knows something, you think he's supporting his mom, you think he's supporting his dad, but you don't know for certain. You just question everything, and the way the actors play their character just adds another level of ambiguity to everything. Man, the acting in this film was incredible, so layered and so detailed. Oh, incredible. And they don't feel like characters, they feel like real people. And I feel like because they are speaking French most of the time, they speak their native language. It's something that adds to the realism of the characters and make the characters so believable. The performances were fantastic. And because this film is a legal drama, there are some scenes or a lot of scenes take place in a courtroom. And those scenes that are done in the courtroom are just another level of brilliance. The legal drama is so intense, so intriguing, so enthralling. Like, you just want to keep seeing how the case plays out. And there was a point where the legal drama was going on, but they took a break and like there was a weekend or something like that. And I was like, please go back to the legal drama. Not that the other part of it was not interesting. It's just that legal drama was just something so Oof. It was so exciting, so intense to watch, and I loved watching it, man. It added so much to the story. And the way this film is directed adds another level of brilliance to it. The director uses a lot of long shots, like he stays on characters for a very long time. Like he wants you to see something in their expression, and he just stays on the characters. He does that a lot of times. There are some scenes where he doesn't use cuts, he just lets the scene play out the way it is, and it just has this immersive feeling. You feel like a fly on the wall as you're watching this thing, and it's just something that added a lot of brilliance to the direction. Speaking of the direction, the use of music as well. They don't use a lot of music, and the time they use music is the characters in the film that are playing piano that is serving as music, and that element just adds another layer of intrigue to the story, because the way the characters play the music gives you like a glimpse into their state of mind, even though the characters are not saying anything, but you can feel like they are expressing something through this music that they're playing. And the fact that the characters playing music is the only form of music we get in this film is something that I just love so much. And when I noticed that, I was like, wow, this director is a brilliant director. And the dialogue in this film, wow, dialogue I had in this film are some of the most brutal, brilliant, cutting dialogue I have ever heard. You hear the characters say some things to each other, and you're like, wow. Like when they say word cuts deep, it is the words that are used in this film that makes you realize that yes, truly, words cut deep, because the way the characters talk. And I feel like maybe because the main characters are writers, he has so much to the way that they use words, and man, it's just so brilliant and so beautiful to listen to, so raw, so cutting. Ah, man, there's so many times I had goosebumps while listening to the dialogues that these people were uttering. I was like, yo, this is brilliant writing. The writing, man, incredible. They say the ending makes the film, and the ending of this film was one hell of an ending. It feels like a very, very realistic ending. And although it's an ending that might not satisfy a lot of people, because I know there are people that want their films or their endings to be rounded up and they should get the whole solution or get the whole answer to all the questions they've been asking. But this story doesn't give it to you like that. It still leaves you asking questions. And that ending is just very realistic. Because when you don't know what is going on in someone's mind in real life, when everything rounds up, you still don't know the case. If the person does not come out and tell you this is what happened, you still don't know. So there are still so many questions left after this film ends, and it just feels so realistic and added so much layer of intrigue to this story overall. Man, this film was incredible. And although it didn't win the Best Picture, it deserved the nomination. And honestly, I think it should have actually won Best Picture. So, have you guys seen Anatomy of a Fall? What do you think about it? Comment below and let me know. If you've not seen Anatomy of a Fall, my G, you have to watch it. You will love it. Even if it's not your cup of tea, you will still appreciate the amount of work and brains that went into creating this masterpiece. Check it out, you will enjoy it. If you watch this video up until now, like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more contents like this. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Cheers.